This is it, baby. 3 weeks, we got the presidential election. You know, what could go wrong? Dude, we both look like cops.
Yeah, we do.
It's just we're a bad two dudes to be walking around any of these cities if shit goes down. This is making me like him more. It's the only other place I could live, baby. The great state of Florida. Oh, this is sick. Me and Dan usually do Airbnbs. This time we got a room. So, you know, if one of us fucks somebody, we have to wait outside. But we just got a few more weeks. A couple of big podcasts are about to happen. I'm doing a podcast with Joe Rogan and Alex Jones next week. And an election special. So I'm sure no one will get mad about that.
Do you need anything?
No, we're perfect right now.
Okay.
Fluffy bobblehead. Fluffy sold out a club in like 20 minutes by just tweeting it out in San Antonio. And then the next night I performed for like 12 people. And then I realized that, like, man, I gotta step my fucking game up.
One more time for Tim Dillon, everybody!
It was a great show tonight. Dan's friends came out, his best friend came out. And Dan's fam's coming out to the show tomorrow. That'll be good. Dan had a great set. I did very well. And, you know, we're very excited. Now I got to do an hour podcast because people on the Patreon already probably being like, hey, fuck you. We pay for this. We just did a podcast. We just filmed we just recorded I'm like delirious. We did 2 shows. I did 2 hours. Dan did 20 minutes on each show, which is impressive. We see about 4.5 minutes of material. And then I just did a podcast. I did a 50-minute podcast. This is what we got to do. We got to, and I think it was decent, you know, and obviously maybe not the greatest thing I've recorded, but this is what we got to do. We have 1 Patreon podcast a week and 1 filmed podcast a week for YouTube. And then, you know, stand up most days. What is your shirt say? Enter the Wu-Tang? I want to pay black people to kill you. Like, I want to go on Reddit and get black teenagers to come and kill him after the show. Hey, my name is Tim Dillon. Thank you guys so much.
Not Tim Dillon, is it?
Yeah.
Tim Dillon. Come here, dude.
Yeah.
Give me a little bit.
How are you? How are you?
I love your shit.
Thank you, brother.
Billy Powers.
Thank you.
What's up?
Who's
Tim Dillon is the steakhouse rant that he did.
You're the steakhouse guy?
Tim
Yeah.
Dillon. So hold on, dude. Please don't film this.
When I was in the ocean and it was raining, it was like one of the most beautiful things. I was in the ocean, it was raining. It was one of the most beautiful things. And there was a couple that had just gotten engaged. And I'm in my underwear and I'm just in the ocean and I'm going like this. It's like the Shawshank Redemption. I'm doing that scene from Shawshank Redemption. I'm in the background of all of their photos. And I'm just screaming at Dan, it's the Shawshank Redemption, and this is the happiest moment in their life. They literally turned around and looked at me, and I'm just shirt off, like, this is the scene from the Shawshank Redemption. And it's moments like that make this country beautiful. Yo, what up?
What's up?
We're in the car, we're on the way to West Palm Beach. I sent Rush Limbaugh an email, he's dying of cancer, I want to interview him. I've been listening to him since I'm 12 years old. I don't think he's going to respond, but I'd love to talk to him even off air. You ever listen to Rush?
A little bit, mostly through you.
He's a liar. He lied. We do this all day. The lying has to end. Listen, man, whether you love or hate Rush, he's one of the biggest broadcasters that's ever lived. I'd love to fucking sit down and talk to him. Blow cigarette smoke in his face.
You have some other pretty big interviews coming up.
I have a big podcast coming up with Rogan and Alex Jones. It's going to be happening on Monday. It is now Friday. It's a little wild because I'm sitting next to Alex, who I've been listening to forever, but who is the most volatile person on the planet. Also the funniest. So I'm trying to be funny next to the funniest dude. No one's funnier than him. He's not trying, but he's funny. And we're a week out from the most contentious election in American history. So in terms of podcasts, it'll be the biggest thing I think I've ever done. So it is a little nerve-wracking being like, dude, what the fuck? what's this gonna look like? Are people gonna be like, Tim Dillon's a monster for doing it? Who cares? Whatever. But it's been making me a little anxious. You know, Dan has probably noticed that to a degree.
Yes.
Have you noticed? Have you noticed that I've been like kind of tense?
The armor is strong, but there's a little bit of tension. There's a little bit of anxiety, rightfully so.
I started this tour on non-smoker and I was doing keto. This morning we had pancakes and cigarettes for breakfast. I'm just a little tense. You want to say shit that's funny and that you mean right now. Because neither one of these candidates is good. And I don't want to give anybody the idea that either one of them is good. And Alex is all in for Trump. And I'm telling people, make your own decision. I don't really give a fuck what you do. There's negatives to either one of these guys getting elected. And there's probably positives to either one of these guys getting elected. Who the fuck wants to hear that, though? So I better just be fucking funny. Okay. Yeah, this is exactly why I used to do coke. Look at it. Two little beds in there. This is cocaine. This is, you say, I want to buy an 8-ball of cocaine. I want to cut it up. I want to sniff it, and then I want to peek out of the blinds and look at the parked cars on the street and wonder which ones of them are undercover cops. And I did that for 10 years of my life. And it's not that bad. You know the one thing about this state? The fucking humidity. Yeah. They started asking us when we were in green rooms, and we eat these protein bars that taste like cookies and cream. They taste like chocolate candy bars. So now we're just going to have that, and then hopefully we got some yogurts. I requested 5 yogurts. They're faggot yogurts. It's Greek yogurt, but it's the cum. Alex Jones just texted me. He's like, if you're in Austin early, come have dinner with me. Let's do dinner and drinks. So we may be doing that. So. Hey, what's up, everybody? My voice is going, and I am really trying to do the best I can here. We got halls for the voice. We've got fucking room temperature water for the voice. We have Marlboro Lights. But we are in Palm Beach right now. We're trying to do a quick video outside of Jeffrey Epstein's mansion. Jeff! Ghislaine! It's going to be a little tough. People have told us that the cops will come right away. There might be like Palm Beach private security. There is fucking construction going on in the house next to his, or, you know, it's a joint CIA Mossad front, you know, venture where it's just a bunch of agents sitting in the truck eating sandwiches. I don't know. You didn't get into the Epstein doc. You watched an episode.
I watched an episode. I was like, this is a little much.
You were never like a big fan of my podcast.
I listened to your podcast. I was never a big fan of anybody's podcast, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what I like about you is you don't really look at the darkness underneath.
No, not too much. Maybe a little bit, but I don't really poke that much.
I think.
Prefer to just.
Do you think that's why we're a good like match?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I like kind of like, I don't want to say basic bitch shit, but maybe more basic bitch shit than you do. Like, I enjoy brunch. I think brunch is fun.
Yeah.
I like it.
Is that funny?
What do you mean?
Liking brunch?
No. It could be, actually, yes. The fact that you hate it so much and I like it is funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know why I hate it? Well, here's why I hate brunch. It's confused. Breakfasts, 90% of all breakfasts you eat are horrors.
Yeah.
They're a father and his divorced kid a divorced father and his daughter at a diner. It's a bunch of old guys in a McDonald's drinking coffee that are veterans, you know, that serve the country that doesn't care about them. It's a substitute teacher eating an energy bar on her way to work. It's a guy that just got out of rehab trying to get a call center job, stuffing an energy drink down his throat. 90% of breakfast you eat. All in your garage. And we used to watch Alex Jones every night, and we'd watch Joe Rogan every night,
Yeah.
and we'd watch other people
That we won't name.
or to be unnamed, and we would sit in this dark vortex, and the only things that would glow were the lights of these little shitty Mac Minis, and you would just see plumes of cigarette smoke, and then the lights of this dystopian reality that was becoming like actual reality. And we were always saying to ourselves, like, at what time, when will this spill over? When does this go out into the streets? Because all we would watch is anger and rage, which would be very funny. But we went, when does this spill out into the streets? And now we know.
Right. It was March 2020.
Now we know it's March 2020.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to fall asleep to Alex Jones every night.
Yeah.
And we would watch it late into the night.
Yeah, and I wrote a script about you.
Yeah, talk about that.
I went crazy for like a month. I worked like maybe like 300 hours on a script where Tim is essentially like playing the story of Alex Jones. And I had this idea for like months, and I was like, I'm gonna write this whole script, and then like lay it before Tim, like voila.
Yeah.
Like, and I spent like so much time on it, and I handed it to you, and you read one page of it, and you're like, this is so fucking retarded. You're like, we could get sued. Of course we can't do this. What were you thinking?
It was like
you're loosely playing Alex.
It was like 80 pages.
Yeah, it was like
It was like 100 pages of full script, like a feature. Yeah. And I took it and I like threw it. I just put it on a coffee table.
I was like, well, I think you should read it. I think it's pretty damn good. And you're like, no, I'm sure. It's the first script you ever wrote. I'm sure it'll win Oscars. And I was like, okay,
yeah.
You don't need much.
You don't need anything. I need a schizophrenic. Ding. And somebody who will deal with a schizophrenic. That's kind of all you need. And an internet connection. I'm excited.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Tim motherfucking Dillon.
Yeah, I'm just a kid in a candy store. Thank you. Thank you for making this dream come true.
Have you smoked crack or just
I've
coke?
freebase cocaine, which
Well, that's
is
basically the
yeah,
same.
it's close.
How close is it?
Not as close as where I ever went and made shady deals in the Ukraine. Get him some apple juice for the transhumanism discussion, please.
Listen, I brought you the documents, Joe.
We have the, Joe, we have the documents.
This is why people get banned from the internet. These kind of conversations.
We better ban it right now.
Let's not ban it. I'll throw that out.
If we don't break the last record, we're going down.
What's the last record?
No, we don't have to break records.
No, Tim Dillon, you rant while I get ready. Give us your latest comedy.
It's maybe one of the best podcast episodes ever. Amazing. I think people see Alex as a human being, which they should. I tried to be funny when I could, and we talk about some really interesting shit, and that's what a podcast should be. Like, that's literally what a podcast should be. It should be just a no-holds-barred conversation that nobody really, like, there's no limits, there's no rules to what you can fucking talk about, and everybody has, their own experience or whatever, and I think it was really fucking good.
Entrees coming in from Orlando. We've got some sauteed spinach. We've got some au gratin potatoes. He's gonna go ahead and cut up this pork chop right here that's been smoked for 6 hours over pecan wood. It's really fantastic. Does everything look okay?
It's beautiful.
Perfect.
I think purchasing high-octane weaponry anonymously is my right. So I think that's probably the biggest threat. Like if I went to go buy an AK-47 and somebody said, hey, what's your name?
Thank you for your input.
It's going up. I just put it on Instagram and now I'm putting it on Twitter and Alex Jones. So fuck you to all the teachers who said I wouldn't amount to anything, and all of them worked in Newton, Connecticut. What a horrible joke.
Spotify is having a meltdown right now.
Yeah, the Frasia's Lane shirt's amazing.
Spotify employees in shambles.
Massive walkout. Spotify employees in shambles. Going around the desert trying to get supplies for a sketch, and the supplies we need are like syringes. They think we're drug addicts, put it that way. We're like, for a sketch, we need syringes and you know, a spoon, a lighter for a sketch. You know, let's say my wife was dead and I wanted to get rid of her body. What chemicals would I need for a sketch? For YouTube? We're about to walk in a Walmart. This is more dangerous than licking the floor of the COVID wing in a hospital. No, if you're a health food Thin Mint. It's the Fat Bomb bar. No, it's the health food aisle, dummy. Mint fat cups.
And active.
The kids are going to love vaccines. Every holiday they're going to want a new one. Where's my Easter vaccine, Mommy? And then the Easter Bunny shows up and gives it to them.
That'd be great. Is there a funny line if you're pulling different needles out of there? You're like, that one's for malaria. What's that doing in there?
So look at this. It's a bowl of candy. Is it? Or is it the end of COVID? That's right, kids. They're cutting capacity in a lot of these clubs, so I have decided that we should basically go back when we can do full rooms, or half full at least, which is what we've been doing. We've been doing a lot of full rooms, 3/4 full. I don't want to do 100 people in a room that seats 500. That's not how comedy works. But we're going down to do the Election Night podcast with Rogan. And then we're gonna be down in Austin for that one night for the most volatile election in American history. They're boarding up all these cities. They are, Walmart is stopping, selling guns and ammunition. I mean, people think it's truly gonna be really bad, which means it might not be bad. It's very interesting. When people really prepare and over-prepare, it might mean that actually it's not gonna be that bad, or it's gonna be horrible.
Yeah, downtown is looking kind of weird. Most of the businesses are boarding up their windows.
Yeah, they boarded up all the businesses downtown.
Yeah.
Lovely. Seems fun.
Yeah, and the National Guard's around the Capitol.
The National Guard is in the Capitol. Yeah, it's great. What a day.
Yep.
What a day.
What a year.
What a year is right. What do you think COVID did to comedy? And we planned this out.
It's fucking terrible. It's the worst thing to happen for comedy ever.
Yeah.
It hit the brakes on stand-up comedy for fucking 8 months.
Yeah.
It's awful. I think the good news is there's a lot of people that really shouldn't have been in comedy that are going to quit.
Yes.
And the bad news is it's really hard to see comedy if you're a fan, and for comics to perform, it's really difficult. For comics that didn't have a podcast, it was a real wake-up call.
They're fucked.
That's one of the more interesting things that comics realize, like, oh, I can't count on Hollywood to pay my bills because all Hollywood productions shut down too. And it sort of it highlighted the value of being an independent podcaster or a YouTuber or just having your own content that you put out where people can just see you without any bullshit. You don't have to have an executive telling you what to do or someone hiring you. You just do it. You just put it out.
What I have it at now is like at 256.
There it is, his podcast studio. This is it, folks. This is my room. We had a podcast studio in my room here. And that's where I scream and yell. I scream and yell at this bed.
All right, I'll leave you guys alone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank
Bye,
you, Dan.
everybody.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.